In this video, we will discuss how to factor by grouping. In the first question, the problem is already broken down for us. Look in both sets of parentheses. Do they contain the same expression? Right, so when they have the same expression, you can bring that out, or the x plus 1 in this case, and then what goes in the other set of parentheses? The terms that are on the outside of each x plus 1. So number 1, the correct answer would be x plus 1 times x squared plus 7. Now let's say you have to factor by grouping. It's not already broken down for you. First thing to look at, do you have 4 terms? You must have 4 terms to factor by grouping. To factor by grouping, you group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms and take out their respective GCFs. In the first pair, the GCF is x squared. So we will take out an x squared. Write what's left in parentheses. A good way to find what's left in parentheses is divide each of your terms by x squared and use the quotient rule. So x cubed over x squared, that will leave us with 1x. And then for the second part, the x squareds would cancel out, leaving a positive 5. Next pair of terms, take out the GCF, which is 2. And again, we need to write what's left in parentheses. So if you divide both of these by 2, we get x plus 5. Before we can combine everything together, make sure that you have the same expression in both parentheses. We do, so we can go ahead and combine our answer. So we have x plus 5 times x squared plus 2. Again, to factor by grouping, you need 4 terms as a general rule. Let's look at one more example. Question 3, we need to factor this expression or polynomial by grouping. Excuse me, it's not a polynomial, just an expression. So you group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms and take out the GCF from each pair. What do the first 2 terms have in common? Right, they both have an x in common. Take out an x. And to find out what remains in parentheses, divide each of your terms by your GCF. So we have left over y plus 3. Moving on to the next pair of terms. What do they have in common that you can take out? Right, very important, we need to take out a negative 5. Why? Well, since this leading sign is a positive, we need this sign to be a positive also. Take out a negative 5. Dividing both terms by negative 5 leaves us with y plus 3. Each pair of parentheses has the same expression, so we can express our final answer. We have y plus 3 times x minus 5. How could you check your final answer? There are several options. You are correct. We could FOIL out our answer, or we could use the distributive property. So check your answers to see if you get the original questions. In the next video, we will discuss how to factor trinomials.